Class 9. Salient features of the Constitution -1. Short answer questions. 1. What is meant by the term single citizenship? Single citizenship means that every Indian citizen has only one citizenship, i.e., Indian citizenship, regardless of the state or region they belong to. 2. Fundamental rights are universal in nature. Explain in one sentence. Fundamental rights are universal in nature, meaning they are applicable to all citizens of India, regardless of their race, religion, caste, or gender. 3. How are the fundamental rights justiciable? Fundamental rights are justiciable, meaning they can be enforced by the courts, and citizens can approach the courts if their rights are violated. 4. What is meant by the term right to equality? The right to equality means that all citizens are equal before the law and have equal opportunities and rights. 5. In the context of fundamental rights, give one example that India is a secular state. One example is that the Indian Constitution allows individuals to freely practice and profess any religion they choose. 6. Mention one fundamental right granted to citizens of India. One fundamental right is the right to freedom of speech and expression, Article 19. 7. What is meant by the term right against exploitation? The right against exploitation means that citizens have the right to be protected from exploitation, such as forced labor, child labor, and human trafficking. 8. By which act of the Parliament were the fundamental duties included in the Constitution? The fundamental duties were included in the Constitution by the 42nd Amendment Act, 1976. 9. To whom can the citizens of India file an application if they wish to seek any information from the government authorities? Citizens can file an application to the Public Information Officer, PO, under the Right to Information Act, 2005. Structured questions. 1. Basic features of the Indian Constitution. Q. Explain single citizenship. A. Every Indian is a citizen of India only, not of a particular state. Q. Explain universal adult franchise. A. Every citizen above 18 years can vote. Q. Explain fundamental rights. A. Basic human rights guaranteed to all citizens. 2. Fundamental rights. Q. Why are fundamental rights so called? A. They are essential for individual liberty and dignity. Q. State 3 characteristic features of fundamental rights. A. Inherent, inalienable, enforceable. Q. Briefly explain the components of the right to equality. A. Equality before law, prohibition of discrimination, equal opportunities. 3. Right to freedom. Q. State any 3 freedoms given under Article 19. A. Speech and expression, assembly, association. Q. What do these freedoms imply? A. Free speech, right to protest, form groups. Q. Explain the restrictions imposed on these rights. A. Security, friendly relations, public order, decency, morality. 4. Protection against conviction. Q. What protections are available to the citizens against conviction? A. No double jeopardy, no self-incrimination, fair trial. Q. What is meant by preventive detention? State the right of citizens in this respect. A. Preventive detention is arrest without trial for security reasons, limited by time and judicial review. Q. Explain the limitations of the right to protection. A. Reasonable restrictions for public order, security, etc. 5. Right to constitutional remedies. Q. How has this right been given legal sanction? A. The Supreme Court can issue writs to enforce rights. Q. Why is this right important? A. It protects fundamental rights from government overreach. Q. Explain any two writs issued by courts for enforcement of this right. A. Habeas corpus, produce the body, mandamus, perform public duty. 6. Fundamental rights. Q. What are the components of the right to education? A. Free and compulsory education for all till 14 years, promotion of higher education. Q. How is the right to information an implied fundamental right? A. It is implied from other rights and is essential for citizens to hold government accountable. Q. Write a short note on right to privacy. A. The right to privacy is recognized as a fundamental right, protecting individual dignity and autonomy. 7. Fundamental duties. Q. What are known as fundamental duties? A. Moral obligations of citizens to the nation. Q. Give any three fundamental duties. A. Respect the national anthem, protect the environment, promote harmony. Q. What is the importance of these duties? A. They complement fundamental rights and promote national unity and development.